807 what?
Is Howard there, please? Would you tell him John Lennon called?
L-E-N-N.
Yeah.
Well, you remember the Beatles?
That's right, yeah.
The new documentary, 1-to-1 John and Yoko, takes us back to 1972 New York and inside a pivotal moment in the lives of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Against the backdrop of a turbulent era, the film centers on the couple's famous 1-to-1 charity concert held to support special needs children. Directed by acclaimed filmmaker Kevin MacDonald, the new movie features previously unseen images, intimate home movies, and beautifully restored footage, offering a rare glimpse into their music, activism, and personal world.
But this is kind of the period, the hangover from the Beatles, I suppose you could say. This is like, John has just left the biggest band that ever were. He's one of the most famous people in the world. He's being hounded by the British press. Yoko's being blamed, maybe a slightly racist way, for the breakup of the band, and they want to get out of Britain. And so they're trying to start a new life, trying to find a new way to live, a new way to be celebrities. They move into this tiny one-room flat. He gives up his huge estate, outside London in Windsor, and living in this tiny, very modest way. And so it's, I guess, a period of transformation. It's a period of somebody asking, how do I become a different person? I've left that Beatles persona behind, who am I now? And you see him kind of questing, I suppose.
I just got to see the village for the first time. I really feel at home there.
The story we experience in the documentary took place in the 70s, but Kevin discovered something very remarkable in terms of the current state of the world.
You can't help but, when you see something from 50 years ago, make those comparisons to today, can you? And so it does help you understand today and makes you think, oh, maybe we're less unique, and the division in America and the politics is not as apocalyptic, maybe, because it's happened before and things got better. And then maybe that's some reassurance to be had from that. But also, as I say, there's things like the attitudes towards race and attitudes towards the environment that haven't really shifted that much in 50 years, and which we're all congratulating ourselves on having these very progressive values. And think, well, yes, but John and Yoko had those values 50 years ago, and they hasn't changed very much.
I fell in love with an independent, creative genius. I started waking up.
John Lennon is famous for his altruism, but that wasn't always the case. Directing this documentary only emphasized for Kevin the kind of changes John made in his life.
I think that's the thing I find most appealing and attractive about him, is that he is always thinking about what is the right thing to do, how should I live my life, what are the right attitudes to have, and he's not ashamed of being wrong or sort of looking foolish. He's not like most celebrities who are always just thinking about, oh, how do I look? Is this good for my image? He's not interested in image at all. He's the opposite of someone who's interested in image. And I think that footage at the end of the film, where you see him as the only man in the room at the first International Feminist Conference, and the women are voting as to whether he should be thrown out of the room, I think is really extraordinary, and it says a lot about his very brave to do that, actually. And a lot of men would think, oh, I shouldn't be here. And John's like, oh, I want to learn about this. I want to learn about being a feminist. And in a way, implicitly, he's acknowledging, I haven't been a feminist. He was misogynistic. He was sort of a difficult person, and he's trying to transform himself.
Experience the transformative journey of John Lennon and Yoko Ono amidst 1970s turmoil and activism in 1-to-1 John and Yoko.